Hey everyone, beautiful people and incredible teachers. Here we are again for one more training. This training is going to be very similar to activity 4, where I show you guys one of the lessons and I show you all the material of one of the lessons. And then I will ask you to prepare another lesson. So in this training of book 2, I'll show you lesson 13 and I'll show you the material and I'll basically go through the motions on that lesson, and I will make available the material of lesson 15 and 17. You guys just need to choose one of the two. I hope that you guys prepared two, okay, because we will have to teach both the three lessons after the 27th. But to present it itself on a Word file, you guys can choose either of them, 15 or 17. One of the things that I've been seeing with the presentation that you guys have been sending me is that it is simpler than it looks. So basically, just present the steps that you will do. So I'll do this, then I'll do this, then I'll do this, and then I'll do this. And then on the board work, then be very descriptive. I will do this, but I'll do it this way, with this stage, with this thing, and I'll apply for this time, and so on and so on. The rest of the part of the lesson plan can just be steps. For example, correct the exercises, correct the dictation, read, interactive reading. I'll ask the student will answer me. Vocabulary work. What is this? What is that? Why do you use it? Something simple like that. But when it comes to the board work, which we apply the classroom approaches and where we get very technical about what we do, that part, yes, please be as descriptive as you can be. Okay, guys, so let's start looking at the material of lesson 13. Hey, everyone. So, like I did in the previous activity with lesson 5, unit 5, I am going to do the same thing here with lesson 13. We're going to go through the motions of what the student in an ideal situation would do at home, and then we look into the in-class lesson plan. I will have basically everything that I'm talking about here written down in a Word file and a PDF file, also uploaded so you guys see how I'm building up a possible proposal of a lesson plan. So the student would have the traditional book. We see here on page 3 that he would listen to audio 5 about this topic, and everything on audio 5 is here. Okay, so let's listen a bit.
Audio 5. The New York Fashion Winter Show.
Andrea is organizing a fashion show in the New York Fashion Winter this week, and this event is always broadcasted by DMTV. She's responsible for hiring the top models, and this year she's having a great responsibility because she has to hire the most expensive and beautiful top model to work for DMTV.
So you guys get the idea. Everything is here. You would have this, and this would be the audio for the dictation. Okay, it has a bit of an exercise, and it has the second audio about vocabulary related to the lesson. Let's listen a bit.
Audio 6. Fashion. Listen and repeat.
Undershirt, shirt, t-shirt, sweatshirt.
Okay, so that would be what the student would have with the traditional material. Now, on the augmented experience, we would go to the web page. You guys have that thing of total practice. The student would go here, and would be able to have also in unit 13 the unit video, the audio, the quiz, vocabulary, and test to increase his experience and interaction with the lesson itself. Let's just watch a bit of the video here. It's usually very short videos, about 1 minute and 40 seconds, including the presentation, which is about 20 seconds already.
Welcome to Total Practice. I am Gabrielle, but you remember me, right? In this lesson, we are going to talk about comparatives and superlatives. When you compare two things, you usually add er to the end of the adjective.
Okay, cool. Everyone knows this already. Then the student would be able to go ahead on this experience with the web page and finalize it by a text. What's really cool here is that the student would have access also to the material that would be the conversation classes. What are the conversation classes? Are old extras. So for example, the student would come here. He did the previous one, which would be like where are you from or where are people from. You would have more material here. For the second activity, for the second extra, you would have more material here, and so on and so on. This is not the material that we have in the class, but it's related to the topic. So when the students ask for more material and things related to that extra, they can come here on the student's web page and get it. So in the class, I would start the class covering the first initial steps. So I would go into the previous page of unit 13, which would be the exercise of lesson 12. I would correct those. Then I would get the student to read possibly the first page and a bit of the second page. I would pay attention to how the student is reading, to compare the pronunciation, and actually ask a few trick questions to see if he actually had a meaningful exposition, like, for example, choose. What you understand by choose. I would also ask, for example, to keep in touch. What would be to keep in touch, or hire? These are all vocabulary that we know that the student sometimes struggles with, and I would check if the student knew the meaning of it. Afterwards, we would have the vocabulary. This vocabulary, I would do it in an interactive way. I would ask, okay, so why do you use this, or when do you normally use this? Do you like to wear this? So, for example, I would point to the jeans. I would ask them, so when do you use jeans, or when don't you use jeans? I would ask a jacket. What time of the year do you wear a jacket, and why do you do so? We would cover this vocabulary, but more in a way of creating a communicative environment than anything else. After that, we would go to the board. Because I would check the dictation at the end of the lesson, okay? We would go to the board, so we have this proposed board, and my end board would basically look like this, okay? I will also upload this picture here, so we see that I would have the comparatives here, I would have the, when you say that it's equal, when it's inferior or superlative. I would have my examples here. So this man is as intelligent as that man. So we say that my sister is as intelligent as, I don't know, my cat, something like that. Happy. This man is less happy than that man. And then when we go to the superlatives, I would include the more or the and then I would have here the transitions for spelling. When we go to superlatives, I would use transport, so the car compared to all the other means of transportation, and I would do the same thing here. And then for every rule that I present to the student, I would ask him to create at least 2 or 3 examples for himself. And I would do the examples on the board, but here on the page I did not have any more space to put the examples, but I would ask them to do it, okay? After we do this, we go to the drills. And for the drills, the practice exercise, I would go here to the book and I would ask him to describe or compare people in his family using this vocabulary. So they would compare, they would have a mechanic drill by using this vocabulary in their own family. This would also give me the opportunity to see how much he's actually using the most of the vocabulary that the book offers. For production exercise, I would ask, if we have more than one student, I would ask them, okay, so have you, or did you, in your life, have you lived, I wouldn't use have, but I would rearrange the question in the sense that they would compare another city that they have lived into to the city that they live now, or the school that they studied in past to the school that they study now. So two moments in their lives that has changed, and they would compare those moments, okay? Or they would compare the physical characteristics of them. Then after the drills, we would move on to correcting the home activity, and as I do so, sorry, I would also correct the dictation. This would cover me basically. The PPP would be 25 minutes, so I would divide the rest with the beginning of the class, the warm-up, and also the correction, which is a bit of a few exercises here. How would I correct the home activity? I would say to please compare Margarine to her cousin Jan. I would ask to compare this car with that man's father's car, and so on and so on. If I see any mistake, I would ask the student, so do you think that this is correct? This would also immediately create like a highlight moment that the student goes like, okay, he's asking me this because there's something wrong. So he would strive to correct himself. This page here to check your progress, you guys know that we would only correct this on lesson 14. So that would be basically it, okay? This would be my board at the end of the lesson, and now you guys can organize and look at the material of lesson 15 and lesson 17. Prepare both, but you only have to present one of them. Okay guys, cheers. I'm always available. If you need anything, give me a shout.